If you're in search of tough grill and overall front end protection that's not going to involve removing or modifying your front bumper, this grill guard in black is going to be a great addition to your 2016 through 2023 Toyota Tacoma. Now this is going to be a great mod for street and off-road use, offering your truck some options with the modular design to suit your lifestyle for whatever adventures that you're going on with your Tacoma. This design will be particularly helpful for branches, brush, and other obstacles that could come in contact with the front end. So if you're doing any of the lighter style off-roading like camping, fishing, overlanding, or any other outdoor activities where you're taking your Tacoma in areas that may cause harm to the front end, this is going to be right up your alley. Previously, I mentioned that this is going to have a modular construction or design, and that's going to be very beneficial to adapt to your lifestyle, whether you want the added protection for off-road and to skip the light guards on the outer corners on-road, or you just want to keep them on all the time but want the option to take them off for maintenance or even simply just to detail your truck. The light guards are going to contour to those headlights very well, wrapping around for good coverage, and will have 3 crossbars in between, which is going to prevent any contact from larger debris or obstacles that could potentially come in contact with your headlights. The large uprights here and the 3 bars will be your main form of front end protection, and while they are open, these vertical uprights will come out from the body a little bit to contact any potential hazards first, and the lower bar will provide some solid underbody coverage for the front bumper. The middle bar will also include mounting locations for accessory lighting, making this more customizable than it already is, allowing you to add any accessory or auxiliary lighting of your choosing. The vertical plates here are going to consist of a 1/4 inch thick HRPO steel plating, which is just short for a hot rolled, pickled, and oiled steel, making the steel strong before it even gets to that powder coating stage and rust resistant before it gets to the powder coat, and then it will have this nice powder coat on top to protect further from rust. And the rest of the build is going to be made of a 1.5 inch diameter 16 gauge mandrel bent steel tubing. Now together, those are going to be tough enough to withstand the abuse of any off-road obstacles, and the entire guard again is going to have a gloss black powder coat for that finished look and a protective nature to make sure that the steel underneath is protected from any weathering. On the face of the vertical uprights, this will also have vinyl straps to protect from any bumps or scratches, again being positioned a bit more forward than the rest of the guard. This is what's going to come in contact with whatever larger obstacle first. Now this will be a bolt-on modification. No modification, cutting, drilling, or anything is required in order to install it, but if you do want to keep the air dam, you may have to do some trimming in order to have both of those installed at the same time. I do also want to mention that this may interfere with the truck's emergency braking system, the adaptive cruise control, and parking sensors, so just keep that in mind while you're considering this choice. This is about $550, which is pretty affordable as far as the price point is concerned compared to others in the category. Now, while this is built very well and it's going to offer solid protection to the front, this will be more of a bare bones option, keeping a little bit lighter and more simple when it comes to the design. But again, it is going to be modular, as to where some others are fully welded, giving this the one up. Now, this is going to give you choices if you do want the flexibility of the light guards as well as the option to mount up accessory lighting, and it's going to save you a few bucks while also getting reliable protection for the front end of your Tacoma, making it a great choice to consider. Install will be a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter and should only take you about an hour or so to get this installed on your truck. Now at this point, we can head over to our shop and check out a detailed breakdown on how you can get this onto your Tacoma at home. So that's going to wrap it up for my review. Let's go ahead and get into the install.
For this install, you need a 3/8 impact and ratchet, a clip removal tool, a 17, 16, 13, and 10 millimeter socket, a 5 and 8 millimeter Allen wrench, and a 16 millimeter wrench. All right, today we're gonna be installing a grill guard on our Tacoma, so let's get started. All right, now first thing we need to do is we need to take our air dam off. So there are a bunch of 10 millimeter bolts in the front and 2 on the back side of either side. All right, now we're underneath, we're gonna grab our ratchet and 10 millimeter socket, take our 10 millimeter bolts out, We also have one on the inside here, and then one further out that you're not gonna be able to see. All right, now you continue taking the rest of them off on the other side. All right, it's gonna be hard to see. We're just gonna get the two on the inside on the other side. All right, now we just take our air dam out of the way and set it aside. All right, now on the other side, there is a 17mm bolt on the bottom of the frame for the frame extension. All right, we're gonna grab an impact and 17mm socket and take that out. All right, go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. All right, now we're gonna get ready to put our bracket up. We have our stud that we're gonna put into our frame first here. Just kind of wiggle into position. And then we have our retaining plate, kind of thread it on. Just helps it hold it into place. We have our bracket, which is labeled L for the left side. Put that over the stud. And then you can thread the factory bolt that you just took out in the bottom. All right, and then over our stud, we're gonna put a flat washer, a lock washer, and then our 16mm nut. So we're gonna grab our impact and 17mm socket, tighten that bottom bolt down first. And then we're gonna grab our ratchet with our 16mm socket and tighten this bolt down. All right, you can go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. All right, our next step is mounting our support brackets. They will go through the grill right about here. Now you can take out the grill if you want. It's not necessary, you can reach it from underneath, but we're gonna take it out just so you can see a little bit better. So there's two push clips and two 10mm bolts at the top. All right, so we're gonna grab our clip removal tool, take our two clips out on the other side. All right, our ratchet 10mm socket, and take our two bolts out. All right, now we're just gonna lift up slightly on our top two brackets and then pull our grill off. All right, now we're gonna take one of our studs and we're gonna fish it behind inside this frame rail here. There's a hole right about here on the bottom that's gonna come out. See it coming out here. We take our bracket, we're gonna slide it to the lower section of the grill, up over our stud. And then we're going to do a flat washer, lock washer, and then our nut. All right, then we're going to take our ratchet and 16mm socket and tighten that down. All right, now you go ahead and do the same thing for the other bracket on the other side. All right, now we can reinstall our grill. And reinstall our two push pins and 10mm bolts. All right, we have our push clips on the other side. And then our 10mm bolts. Grab our ratchet and socket and tighten them down. All right, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go grab a friend so we can get this lifted up and mounted. What we're gonna do is get it lifted up in place. There are 3 bolts on the bottom of either side. The brackets on the truck will go on the inside. The bull bar itself will go on the outside. And we'll get our 3 bolts through on either side. All right, now we're just gonna get this into place. All right, we got our bolt, our flat washer, another flat washer on the back side, locking washer, and our nut. Same thing for the other two. All right, now we're gonna get our top mount bracket on. So we're gonna grab our large Allen bolt, a flat washer, put that through our bull bar and our top bracket. On the back side, same orientation as the other ones. Flat washer, locking washer, and nut. All right, you can go ahead and do the same thing for the other side. All right, now we're gonna tighten our top bolt. So we're gonna grab our ratchet and 16mm socket and our 6mm Allen wrench and tighten it down. All right, now we're gonna tighten our bottom 3 bolts. We have our ratchet and a 16mm socket and a 16mm wrench. All right, now you go ahead and tighten the same 4 bolts on the other side. All right, now we're gonna get our side piece that goes over our headlight. We're gonna grab our smaller Allen bolt with a flat washer. The bolts will go through the inside. All right, and then we have a flat washer and our nut. Same thing with the other 2 bolts. All right, then we're gonna grab our ratchet with our 13mm socket and our 5mm Allen and tighten them down. All right, now you just go ahead and repeat the same thing on the other side. All right, now for the lower valence, you can reinstall it if you want. If you were going to, you would just need to cut out sections to clear the bar, but we're just gonna leave ours off. You can also do that too.
So that's going to wrap it up for my review and the install of this grill guard in black, fitting all 2016 through 2023 Toyota Tacomas. And you can find this right here at extremeterrain.com.